And when I say that my name is Aman Kurum and how are you fine by, then I'm making then in the whole fan city in the whole world, and then I'm making then against him up the military side. Of the main reason will be here, then I making then against him after the churches, and then to carved seats will be here of the main reason some villager to living by the G side. After main reason will be here, the house will be here. And basically very apparatively true will be here. There is the blue house here. But of the main reason will be sorry. The reason what is the blue house to make it then against him. But I there are many houses to around they get anyone to live in their house and get to the house cost will be 200 billions of dollars. Of the main reason will be 200 billions of rubles and 300 US dollars. This is the houses of the military side of the Penn City. The reason is 80s or 90. Then I the Penn City to making by the inauguration many times. There is in the gym area and then is in the weights and so what you're gonna do and then the weights will be there. The another side of boxing. But then basically the English propensity Urdu said boy करेगी. And there is a new reason over here the Fence city, the highest city in the whole Russian military site. Of the main reason over here there is the bet area of the military flag will be built by the sea. And there is the reason will be the bed area of the military someone can sleep there and then when tomorrow we get wake up and then there is an library here and of the main reason we are a predator this is the main car parking lot. So basically the happening to against him we are making a lot of time around the city we get to there this is the military uniform here, and then basically the many uniforming you got to go to the army, and comparatively, then you go there unfortunately, and the whole highest military in get to around is standing by, right? The reason of it is classroom then and the sir is coming then, sir, how will you find? They don't send a commander and decided why to against him. And there is the shooting range and the shooting range in the main military commander and then the loading by and fire for against him, right? This is the many decades the police area, and then we making that in the 80s or 90s. And there is the discuss room. The discuss room and the Russian military general and decided by the plan, and then we anything you waited war of Ukraine, and this is the happening. And the military can to discuss war against him, and then we get to fire by. The police decided by what aim to do and what not to do this, and then he decided, and police, and then any terrorists and civilians here, and then appeared to be arrested by. This is the happening many years ago, and there is the weapon side. The weapon side will be here, the weapon closet, and then the police decided by and so on and said anti-terrorist and protesting and then we arrested by the jail. Now the main reason will be here then we police are gonna do the jail and then we're sitting here and then if someone person get the suspect by then arrested and the civilian and then we jail. Any civilian get problem then arrested. 30 days and 50 days. There isn't a map of the whole airbase. The reason what is comparatively the parking lot will be another site here. There is the churches and then there in the site of the military airbase and of the main reason will be another site and there's a wall site and then we tour of the lakes. The lake area in the main by nowadays and then we cleared it to against in around their apparently the system and get to decide by the police, the government get decided then we get to plan of the finance team, the multiple system here. There's a cooking area, and then we cooking area will be here, and then we show after that night we so view is so nice, and then the light will be making the Bible visual. And then basically the RTX scene decided then of the graphic and basically the huge thing of the city, and then we very nice beautiful sight around the area. This is the someone said that we make in the military base. And there is in the road the blue side houses, and then we show then the green houses. After main reason will be here, then there is the air base view, and there is a greenhouse, and then there is a main island. The island to basically to making then use the main multiple procedure. Then they make the beaches, and then make the real side, and basically of the main reason will be here. And then the many greenhouses around the roof and the wood, right? The wood design. There is a side of tower. Of the main reason will be here another side of the military side, and someone gonna go there on, and then we get to go to the air base, and then someone trapped the politics and kill the people, then you shift by the air base, and this is the military get out of here, then it's so still so better the system. This is the triangle houses, and then making then someone get to be living here in the military and the jungle, uh, finance person, and you living there. And there is the main reason over here of the Russian military site over here. There is in the Russian the sword Orthodox Soviet site and Svesnas. After main reason over here, we are showing the boat, and you crossing the main Russian military base, and then is a very nice, the highest area in the main areas of Russia. And the military decided by there's a main cases he invaded by the country, economics by the control, the economy managed. This is the system put in of the Soviet time in the main of the 80s or 90s. Then we make the inauguration to basically then the votes will be to cross on the side, and then and someone people living there, and people living then against him, and then any air base, any civilians problem here, and I'm sure then there is the map checking facility and the bed area, and this is the reason I wanted the furniture. Of the main reason over here that any military problem, then we got civil terrorists here, and then we check in. Then so one country is killing them, and then this is the military side of the military side of the another Ontario. Then you're gonna rule, and then we check in the house. This is the highest small island, and then basically we went to Lake and then against him of the city. Of the main reason over here then in making by the Alexandra Washburn to making then against him of the city. Unfortunately, then he made a system to make around the highest city, and their government decide by who make what you decide the city, what not decide the city. This their government is called, right? You know, the happening to against him of the military side in the fence, and then to making around the side. There is nowhere of the what happened military Canada area, and there is the side will be the greenhouses. You want the apartments, you want to finance a commercial, right? And then to make their house around the prices. That's true. After there, some villager get to the boat and someone can to go there another side, right? This is the happening many years and there. Sorry. Welcome, welcome of the house is a pink house. Is this that you believe your dream and then you make it there? Is it a bed at same time? The beds here and then the beds will be here around there. So one villager to go there and then we join the church and you show the view. There isn't a bedroom. This is the reason I'm making then against it of the whole city, the Holy Spirit. Then I make their church. There is the church. Around you go the city. Sorry. So rush where your villager get the problem then the population and 200 billions of populations here. Someone living the house and business and I can stand around the area and there is the clock, the bell. Sorry. And there the main church to making the bell very important by imperatively and someone living the area of the North Germany invaded Soviet Union. Their time making the bell around there and the whole Europe. Of the main reason will be here in the Eastern Europe, the side of the Asia. And then military can decide by to 1893. And there is in a park. And there's a very highest park in the Russian military side defense city. Then you will believe me, I'm making the many time the park will be. You want to picnic, then for example the trees over here, someone living in the jungle, right? The area is very famous, very popular fence city, and basically don't believe me, and I'm making them into the tree, and believe me that someone the tree getting covered and we by the chhatri, right? And then if someone covered then the main area of the tourists, someone tourists come there, and then we making the house in the park, right? There is of the park of Fan City and the very highest park in the whole world. The park, so basically then I'm making then many time to clear the structure. And many time the white concrete making the city and build the side and the road and absolutely you believe me there in the Orthodox Church sided by the candle. And then the Fen City will be here, and the highest Fen City in Russia. There's enough seats will be here, and then lights here, and many area here, and of the main reason will be there's in the city. There's in a purple house in making an abandoned area. Of the main reason will be here visual of the main skyscraper, the apartments, and there is the highest apartments in military side of Russia, and then someone get to retirement, then and then we making the make the sky we find the skyscraper. We buy the skyscraper, and then we get to retirement, and then you live in the skyscraper. This is the very whole life. Give the whole life to better than to living the city. There is an same thing in bedroom. There is an one floor, two floor, three floor, relatively four floor, five floor, six floor, and seven floor, eight floor. This is then I'm making them against him to round and defend city, and I make the city in the time and many concrete foundation to making them and their brother in get better than there is in the view of the main skyscraper apartment. There is in a tower and the apartment tower to make their city and then we someone get to living here around the area buy the house and then price will be 200 billions of dollars to pay a cost. And there is a coffin and then a military die around the 1876 and 1897. The main military site will be here to death and around the Cold War and the Cold War in 1976 after he died of the military and no one can see it and what happened and they're making an Orthodox church. Someone can die. There you believe me then the torch will be here and then and the fire then the military and the chief around of the kill of the Germany and the Cold War. And there's a reason why. There is the airport of Russia, the fancy airport. Then the name by Vladimir Putin is already airport created. And then it's in the main the parking plaza here and then many facilities. There's in the then you go to the side here, for example, the aircraft carrier, and then you get the landing, then you're gonna park. And there's a car parking site, and there's a flag Russia. Of the main reason over here, they're making the fancy will be to making the against, and I wanted to so serious. And then basically they're making it. Then it's like, and there is a garage parking where we get to the road and basically then going there and there's another parking will be here and so on the space is to basically then you want a parking here then you got the car park out a car there is the fence city view of the tower and then you're around in the parking plaza after main reason will be here to what happened then I make it then against him and basically be very nice in the view around the world. There is the site will be here and then the buildings and skyscrapers and the highest building around the apartments. Or you wanted a house in where you pay around in the main salary and basically want your job there so you feel by the office building, the apartments. But someone can do business. Oh, sorry. Come on, villager, what is wrong with you? Sorry, then there's the airport. And then you got to go, and then the flag will be here. And there's the main reason the plane landing by. Then we get to the parking around the aeroplane side. There's a garage side. The arrow will be here. The side is the parking side, repairing side of the standing the maintenance side of the aircraft. The main reason will be here. The aircraft will be here, and then he's got to stay cleared it against him. And you know the many aircraft of aviation is got to make the main president of Russia, Vladimir Putin airport. The President Putin decided by the airport will be making them then the stay sofa area by and then you sitting then waiting the aircraft and then you go to another country then you get escaping by. After main reason will be here we there is in a bedroom you sleeping by tomorrow get to early we get to living here and get to go the flights and then we the landing by the aviation. The main reason will be sitting area and there is the towers and the control towers. And then we check in the shisha and then the view around the nice around it. This is the facility tools and then enemy will be here and then you got to sighted signal and then the plane is got to where he going then there into the landing will be here the landing site other side the landing site another site and run first. There is an offensive area and there's a coffin Yanto and then the last there is the boat site. Yeah. This is a reason will be here what happened by and then the military died of the achievement around the Cold War. And this is the happening in many years in the history of the decades of the country. Then the Soviet country they isolate by then come to then they're separated by the reason of the main of the inauguration. This is the happening in many ways. And there is a plane area, and then the car will be to come there, get the trucks will be, then the plane get to the package here, then you get to landing by, and there is the arrow will be here, get to plane, and either repairing by the aircraft. Of the main reason will be here, then I can then there is a reason reported, then there are many security and security against an imported car, and then we got to go on the other side. There is in the main parking will be your arrow. And there is in the side, sorry that myself finished by there is at the side of the aircraft another arrow here. Then you basically the plane can prepare it of the aviation, and then basically told by the animating side. The animating is it a basically main experiment to making the aircraft get repaired and standing by the plane, changes around the renovation to plane, then electronic, robotics, any problem then get repair of the crash. Here is in a runway. The aircraft is a basically then you're gonna build it, then the craft get landing another side and aircraft landing to another side. This is the reason, and then making the aircraft around the whole world of the ammunition commander around there, and then someone, the tourists come, then military get out of here, and then the tourists living then of the main city. Then it's clear, and then we show and then of the view, and you not believe me, and the 10 night of the fenced city around the world, and then the view is so nice, and you not believe me that I make the main fenced city around the Robotin. This is the main reason Underman come. Look at there like a grill, and then there's a road, and be careful, then we manage by. And there, and we show the fence city. Turn the view, and then basically you cannot believe me now I'm making the fence city by. And now you make the very popular city over, right? And then you're gonna jump this side and sorry, iPhone. And then we make the city, and then you show them the back inside the military Canada. And then and you get to show the view, and the main reason over here the finance, and then we clear. There is of the calf inside. The many military of their round of the star. There die no idea the military in the Cold War and killed Ukraine. Then he had no idea what military to warrant them. Of the Holy Spirit of the whole church, of the whole self. This is the reason of the Alpha. He said and the no one cannot do it. No one cannot stop it against him. Never he got to do of the loose by the pool. Then you fall. There is the reason of the Alexander Pushkin. The Alexander said, then of the fenced city decided then and against him of the humanity, unity, and no one cannot do it consecutively. The reason one in the military to that where no one cannot the world. And there were no who believe me to what military died after the main coffin. There is the tower of the candle, and there were no idea that no one cannot hear of the freedom. No one cannot hear of the dire yours and dire rise. Dire rise of the Cold War of the against him that no one cannot do. Of the main inauguration and no one to tell them. Oh my rise. Oh my. Then we show the view and then we and a multiple reason movie here we get to go swim then and there is a lakes over here to city. And nowhere and I am making then many architect by the structure. Architect by the against the many government system, the many executive system employs then business and then decide another the city making them. Then we show the view of the whole history. The Cold War is cleared into history in captivity. There is the fenced city in the whole world.